In this week's headlines, we're talking trophy husbands. Also, the number of non-American female CEOs is falling quickly. Finally, we're going to take a look at why more female congressmen doesn't mean more political power. This and more in the Broadview. So this trend of trophy wives, unfortunately, is something that has been around for quite a long time, but now we're seeing more and more men, particularly celebrities, being referred to as trophy husbands. Most recently in Brazilian newspapers, after Tom Brady won the Super Bowl for the Patriots, we saw in the headlines, Gisele Bündchen's husband wins the Super Bowl, and of course Gisele is Tom Brady's famous supermodel wife. And what do you think about that?
It's an awesome trend, and I'm really happy to see it picking up. Like at the 2015 Golden Globe Awards, Amal Clooney, who is married to actor George Clooney, was there, and host Amy Poehler and Tina Fey were presenting George Clooney with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and proceeded to list all of Amal's successful lifetime achievements that she's accumulated over her career as a lawyer. And yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I think it's a great trend.
Yeah, I think it's just great to see the media treating women in a different light and kind of showcasing their accomplishments alongside their husbands.
So not all is well in the world of women. The CEO of Petrobras resigned this week. And that resignation was not super surprising. It came amid a corruption scandal that has been being investigated at the company for a few months now. But it means that there are fewer women CEOs in the Global 500.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of non-American female CEOs leaving the Global 500, which isn't a trend that we're favorable of, but I'm really focused on what's going on in Latin America. I think there's less than 10 female CEOs of the top 500 biggest companies in the continent, and Foster's disappearance from the list is really symbolic, and I think kind of shines a light on how struggled and tormented they are in terms of how their culture treats women, and we really have to take this as an opportunity to look at best practices and see how we can get more women into leadership there.
Right, and it's fascinating because despite the fact that they have a female president, Dilma Rousseff, they still have these cultural issues, and it's going to be a really tough barrier for them to cross.
Right. So it's interesting that we're talking about positions of power, because for our last topic, we're switching gears, going back to America, talking about Congress. There's now a record number, 100 women in Congress, but they're not getting the leadership positions that they had the last term. And so we're actually seeing fewer women with political influence. What do you think about that?
It's unfortunate. When the Republicans took over the Senate in November, there was a changing of the guard, and that means that there's a changing of the leadership in these various committees. So very, very senior women senators like Barbara Mikulski lost their positions of power, and those who have spent the most time in Congress get the power. It's unfortunate for the junior women, and I don't really see it changing anytime soon, just based on the fact that we know that Congress doesn't like change.
Right, and I just think that it means that those junior senators from the GOP are just gonna have to be a little bit more political with their power in order to get the influence that they want before the position.
I think you're right. That's it for this week's Broadview. For headlines like this in your inbox every morning, go to getbroadsheet.com. Thanks for watching.